Again, remember, we want to slide the panel out off the other stack.
I'm going to do it this way. Or I'm going to do it cheaper.
Yeah, look how Doug's just using this dual.
Just kind of get it out. Just kind of get it out. These are great from here. Plus on the table where you're doing cutting and stuff, it's nice to be able to. These are also nice when you get on the wall and you've removed this thing. If you need to move it a little bit, a couple of these suction cups on there, oh, it just makes it so easy to move it.
And notice the difference between pulling them out by hand. We didn't have to dust them off. We're using the Euro grip suction cups. Make sure you get any of the debris off the surface. They pulled the panel out so that the bottom track lines up with the outside edge for extra support.
Just a little bit of pressure, just a little bit of downward pressure on these guys. Tap it. They're solid.
Okay, go inside, right?
Yep. Off to the cutting table.
Underneath it.
Move that notch out, babe. Ready when you're ready.
I wanted, Ben, can you show also?
Can you kind of leave it on here?
He likes us to lift it while he's talking.
Yeah, I also want you to show that use the edge of the table as a spine as well. A lot of times if you're handling them individually without the Euro grip, when you go from vertical to horizontal, we got to put a spine on the material. And the edge of the table works great.
It's a great pivot. It's a pivot point.
Come up vertically to about 50% of the panel itself, slide it into the edge of the table, and then rotate it over. You can still practice those kind of ideas with the Euro grip. It does take some of the weight off of.
Oh, you're still stuck?
See? It's already undone. Okay.
Is our straight line pretty level? We're going to use that, and we're going to use the edge of the panel. What we did in the room in there was we dropped the plumb line down to give us a reference point to this 90-degree ceiling and our plumb line. And the guys have measured the overall length, so this is going to be the bottom of our panel. They've gone ahead and marked it, and then we're going to go ahead. We've got a door that's about 3/8 of an inch out of plumb, so we're going to compensate for that and make an angled cut with a little notch to go over the door. And once you see it, we also have a receptacle that we're going to cut in using the drill and the side grinder, things like that. So if you guys got your marks,
Right?
Ben's going to show you how to use the cutter.
Okay, so this is pretty simple. This is the scoring wheel on the bottom here. The carriage is spring loaded, so you can press it down. That's what we want to do this line now. Wow, you're good. You good? Okay. Okay, so move it back about a ½ inch, just to make sure that we covered all the edges, and then go forward.
You hear that sound? All the way. Nice, even, consistent.
Suction cup, you can move it back. Now we can take it off. Yeah, better. You can come to the edge like this. Now at this point, we don't really need a nipper because
He's going to show you the European style.
That's it. Yeah. Then we take a knife.
Along the 10-foot edge of this with the 10-foot cutter, we've done cuts as narrow as 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah. The nice thing is that you can fabricate your own size. I mean, the customer wants some weird little strips, no problem. Now, one thing I like to point out that we have a round column. And because we have the fiberglass mesh on the back, that really helps because we can slice this piece up in ½ inch strips or 3/8 and keep them together. Don't cut the fiberglass. So you know what happens. You start breaking one after the other, and you put a thin on the round column, take the whole sheet, wrap the column around, and you have perfect round.
Just start up here, but it's easier to see instead of having movement and trying to slow down and
Make sure you line up with the mark.
yeah. But we're going off the bar. So if we,
I just know what it feels like to reuse something.
you do.
Well, there's flexibility with this thing because we don't have, with this first piece.
Yeah. Everybody's going back to the old standard.
Do what now?
Yeah, I like it. I like the old ring.
No, I'm gonna start right at the hole because I don't want to get any of the scoring past the hole.
Let's, Mike, let's take it totally off.
You get
The pliers.
I have the pliers here.
All right. Now this is, now back it up just a, there you go. And what we typically do is just put a little pressure and work it down.
See, I mean, I just barely touched it, just barely touched it.
And then fold it over. And razor knife. What we're trying to do with this drill bit is if we were to try to take the side grinder and just cut into there, we're going to chip the tile. So that's why scoring and snapping is usually your best avenue if you've got exposed edges. The other thing is we're using this hole so that we don't transmit fractures anywhere else when we go to the snapping part of this. So this is real essential. So,
Dave, do you want a vacuum for the hole? Or do you...
no, I just need that. All right, where's the dam? Let me get that. And I'll just use it to keep the water from getting all over the place. We just want to create 4 little triangles. We're going to use the pistol grip glass cutter, score and snap it. We'll slide the piece off and just pop them through and clean them up. Okay, good deal. Slide it off the table.
Won't cut right, did it?
I'll get that later.
That's the one every hole I've ever made. Jenny's, something like that, I always do it by the water.
You notice I'm not cutting them all with this.
Yeah, I wondered why.
It's all about the heat that that little line creates.
You can't let it cool down. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
So we should push this to the edge of the plywood.
If you'll hand me that suction cup, I'll pull this over here.
Follow me out. Okay? Okay, excellent. Once you come follow me out, please. I'll line it up with the pads, okay?
Right.
Well, probably one more.
Yeah. Then we can get them out.
So you put this one up, I mean, the next one, probably just talking about how back.
Ready?
Okay, are we good to go?
Okay.
This is kind of in the way.
Yeah, let's put her on the floor.
Let's see what the 2 seconds up to.
Stop again. Okay, you ready?
I got it.
I think the wall's going to take a little bit more time to spread than it is.
Number one is you want to key it in. To get it, with this fiberglass, I know a lot of you guys are thinking that it has to do with the epoxies and things like that. But we actually get a mechanical bond with this type of fiberglass. So we want to get it keyed in. And be careful in the pressure because we had to modify the support system on this to fit the wall that we're going to apply. So a lot of times I'll have my just hand supporting where I'm troweling, or over here I just applied light pressure. You know, I'm kind of looking at the deflection of the paint.
Now, the product we recommend for this application is the 254 flat thin set. I've already been asked a couple great questions. One of them, can you use Rapid for this installation? You could, but you can see how much time we've taken and how much prep has to go into it. When Rapid fires off even faster than the 40-minute open time of this product currently, I don't recommend it just because typically you gotta take some time with it.
Well, but in the same breath, we go back to the scope of the job. If we're doing a lot of small pieces, like this wall is gonna be a bunch of random widths, we can have everything pre-cut. If you're under time constraints and you gotta get, the stuff set, yeah, there's instances where fast set's applicable. But right now we've got a big panel. It takes a little bit of time to get this spread, so you look at the scope of the job before you rule anything out.
Obviously, mixture of this product is always important. This is a 5.5 quart, 50-pound bag. These buckets are really inexpensive, and they help you measure out the right amount of water. We use them on all demos. I recommend it because it's going to make the product perform like it says in the product.
So we ready to set it, ready to stack it?
Yeah, and get some big guys on the rack, and what this thing's been sitting on the Euro grip. And we talked about, how suction cups inherently will break bond and loosen up. So before you move any piece of laminum, just reach down underneath and do that little jiggle test on the suction cups to make sure everything's still locked in.
There, locked in, good.
All right, now choreograph your movements. We gotta basically lift it up. We need Robert to stabilize that end, and we need to aim.
It is.
It is.
It is.
He's getting a mat out.
You guys coming down?
Put them down evenly.
Now, at this point, somebody can get behind here.
Okay, Robert, I think
You're clear of the
You
line.
don't have to put your finger there.
you guys at the bottom may be able to move out now.
Clear the
Yeah,
light.
it's a
You guys can come out.
Don't slide it.
Slide it in a minute.
There you go. Now just bring it, lift it up a little bit.
Back up a little bit, we need to place a half-inch for the slew. There you go. Keep going, keep going.
Now here's an interesting situation. We gotta get the fluid piece in, and we're behind a lift.
What's that corner?
The corner's
Man, that stuff breaks really easy.
Working great. The cordless one is so easy.
Oh,